Some of these cuts were easy to make, but a few of them actually hurt to remove.
Hey gamer friends, I'm Danielle.
I'm Josiah, and we are ready to roll.
So today we wanted to pick out some of the games that fell off of our top 50 list and kind of give you an idea of why we thought they might have fallen off. We each picked 5 games that fell off our list. Let's get into it. All right, so first up on the list is Nova Roma. It was 19 last year, and it fell off my list. And I think the reason for this is just a whole bunch of new games. We played so many games, and I just feel like other things kind of took its place. And it's one that is difficult for us to get to the table, but I still absolutely love the game.
Yeah.
So I like the different mini games that are inside Nova Roma in this big kind of heavier Euro. But at the same time, it's hard for it to get to the table, which means it just naturally falls down on my list.
Yeah. My first one was Great Western Trail, and it was number 46 last year, which means it was really close.
Yeah.
I think it just, the reason that it fell off my list is because we haven't played it in a while. Mm-hmm. And I think I had a bad experience with the El Paso version of it. Yeah. And so I think it tainted it a little bit. It's definitely one that probably could move up a little bit again if we played it some more, but
sure.
I think there's just, like you said, a lot of games new games that we've played that really rose up on my list, and so it kind of naturally fell down.
Just kind of pushed it.
Yeah, but I think there's a nostalgia for why I loved this game back when we were playing it.
Mm-hmm. Next up on my list is a game called Clover. This is a great party game. It's definitely still in my top 100 games. It was 22 last year. And again, it just kept getting pushed out whenever I was doing that comparison of, do you want to play this or this? It kind of got pushed out. And I think because I don't have a lot of people who want to play this game with me, because you don't really love this game. No. And so there's only like a couple of people that will even play this game with me. And so I don't really have a lot of opportunities to play this game.
Right.
And so it naturally starts to move down because no one will play it. I bet you, though, if I had a group of people who really enjoyed this game, it would probably go back up on my list.
Yeah.
Because I do really enjoy this one a lot.
Next up on my list is Dice Miner, and it had a very long fall.
I know. This actually, I was waiting for this one to still be in your top 50.
Yeah.
This was a surprise to me that it didn't make your top 50.
It fell out. It was number 18 last year and fell all the way out of my top 50. I think the reason is because it just doesn't have a lot of staying power.
I understand that.
It's like really fun for a few plays, and then you're like, okay, I'm done. I'm kind of done.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the reason that it fell out. And I don't know. I mean, it's a game that it's easy to play.
Yes.
So there's not a lot to it in that regard. But, if I had somebody that I was bringing into the hobby and use that as their sort of gateway game,
for sure,
I might find some more enjoyment in it. Obviously, I would play it. It's still a good game.
Yes,
but
yes.
I think it just didn't have the staying power.
No, I actually agree with you all on every point of that with Dice Miner, because it's super fun, but only a few times.
Yeah.
So I totally get that. And I do think this would be a great one to start in your collection if you were just learning board gaming. Yeah. I think this would be a really fun game to have in your collection.
Yeah, for sure.
Next up on my list is Azul or Azul Duel, because I really like both of those games. It was 24 last year, so it definitely took a tumble as well. But the reason Azul is outside of my top 50 is I think because there's a lot of abstract games that kind of meet that, like that itch or whatever, that kind of scratch that itch. And so I don't really feel like Azul, it doesn't give me as much enjoyment as some of the other games.
Right.
What I do like about Azul is that it can be a little bit mean. Like you can work it in ways that are like, I'm going to leave the other person with all these tiles that they can't do anything with and stuff like that. So there's definitely a lot of strategy. It's still a really, really great game, but some of those other kind of tile placement basement games have really risen on my list.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's why Azul is no longer there.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on all of that, too. Next up for me is Taverns of Tiefenthal. And it was number 20 last year. So a pretty big fall. And the only reason I think this one fell out is because we haven't played it.
Yeah, we haven't played it very much this year at all. Or last year.
Yeah, I like this game a lot. And if we played it again, I think it would rise back up because it's not one of your favorite games.
Right.
And so we don't play it very often, but I really like it.
I wonder if we can incorporate Taverns into one of our game challenges this year.
Maybe.
And just kind of, because I would like to revisit it again and see if it still has some of those same qualities that either we liked or maybe that I was starting to be like, I wonder where it would land there. I would like to incorporate it again. We should put that on our list to do that.
Yeah, we should figure out a challenge for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up on my list was number 33 last year, and it is The Art Project. So this is a cooperative game where you are trying to collect art pieces. There's different maps that come in the game, and it is a really tough cooperative game,
Punishing.
I think. Yeah, for us at least, it was really, really tough. I think you can play it more than 2-player, but we've only ever played it at 2-player.
Right.
And maybe that's why it feels so punishing.
Maybe.
But anyway, it was a really good game. I really enjoyed it. We played through quite a bit of the maps. We may have played through all of them. I'm not sure.
I think we have, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We played through all of the maps then, and I think it's just kind of lost some of its oomph for me, or whatever you want to call it, because we've played through the content. We've played it quite a bit. We've lost quite a bit, and I think it was just like, okay, there's a lot of cooperative games out there that I really love. It just kind of got pushed down on the list. With that being said, I think it's a great cooperative game. I would still recommend it to people.
Yeah.
You have to really manage your cards and your resources really well in this game. So there's definitely a lot of thinking involved in it.
Next up for me is Cubitos. And this was number 26 last year. And the reason this one fell out is for a lot of the same reasons as Dice Miner.
Yes.
It's just once you've played it a lot of times, you're kind of done.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just one of those really lightweight, sort of easy games that packs a lot of punch right away and then kind of falls off.
Yes.
And so that's why this one.
Yeah, I agree with you on Cubitos. I kind of you start kind of seeing how you can really maximize stuff.
Yeah.
And then once you do, it kind of loses a little bit of its
Luster.
awesomeness. Yeah, its luster.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, okay, there's not as much challenge to it as I want there to be once you kind of figure it out.
Yeah, so I love the racing element of it. And the thing that would that has kept it around, because I think it was in the I think it was in the 60s maybe for me this year. But anyway, the thing that's keeping it around for me personally is the push your luck element.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I can still find a lot of enjoyment in that. But it did fall out. I mean, there's just a lot of games that are better than it. Yeah,
it surprised me that this one fell out of your list too, because my memories of us playing it is you loving it. You know, you loving that push your luck and the racing and all of that mixed together. And I was kind of like, yeah, it's fine. I enjoyed it a lot, but then I started falling off really quickly. But you still had a
I was holding on.
Yeah, and it's still a good game. Again, it's one I would still recommend to people. Yes. I think it's got a lot of really good elements to it. It's just not as high as it once was.
Right.
All right, the last one I'm going to talk about just barely made my top 50 last year, and it was Botany. And of course, so I knew this one would probably fall off the list. This is not a surprise. And it's because we haven't played this one again. This is another one that I would love to get back to the table in a challenge at some point, because I feel like it has potential for me to get higher on my list.
Yeah.
I think I said it's 83 right now. And so it's still in my top 100 because I have good memories and thoughts about this game, but we haven't played it in a really long time.
Right.
It just, we get a lot of new games and we want to play our new games. And so sometimes it's hard to go back to those that just are harder to get to the table.
Yeah. Next up for me is Sagrada. and it was number 27.
This one was sad for
I know.
me.
I know. And I think the reason that Sagrada fell out of my list is because it doesn't have a lot of those sort of big memories for me. I love the game, and I have a lot of fun every time I play the game. And it doesn't have like the bigger moments for me,
true.
you know. So it's like it's a very much puzzly, and if I want to play a puzzly game, I'm likely to reach for it.
Yeah,
because I really do love the game.
I know.
But it's just one of those that's like it doesn't give me like, oh, I gotta play Sagrada, you know what anymore. But if anybody ever wants to play it, I'm like, yeah, let's do that. That's a great game.
Yeah, it's not an epic moment-inducing game. That's just not going to happen with that game. It's very, like, you're kind of working on your puzzle. Yeah,
exactly.
So I get that.
If you like what we do here, please consider giving us a like and a subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and we need your help to do it.
All right, we have a couple more games that we wanted to talk about just for fun.
Yeah.
But the first one is what game fell the most in our list. After we've done the top 50 of all time, what game fell the most?
From last year.
Yeah. The one that fell for me the most was the Quest for El Dorado. Last year it was 12. This year it was 46.
Yeah.
And so it fell 34 places.
Yeah.
Big fall. And I talked about this on our video that the reason I think it fell so much is because we have played it a ton.
Yeah.
And so I think at this point I'm just like, okay, I think I've seen all that I'm going to see, but it's still up there because it has given us really good experiences. And it's one of my favorite games to introduce to new people to the hobby. It's an easy game to teach, really easy to get to the table, and it introduces some concepts that not everybody has played before when they have played new games.
Yeah.
So for all of those reasons, it's definitely still in the top 50. It just had a really big fall.
My biggest fall was Kelp. It was 7 last year, and it's 49 this year. So 42 places.
Big
Yeah,
fall.
it is a big fall. And there's only one reason that it fell so much, and that's because I played the octopus.
Yeah,
and
you did not like it.
I did not enjoy it at all.
Yes.
I love playing the shark, and I really don't like playing an octopus. So I played the other half of the game and didn't like it, and so it's gonna fall a lot.
There's nothing you can do about that.
if you don't enjoy playing half the game, you know, what are you
I'm
gonna do?
actually surprised you even still had it in your top 50 because of that.
Yeah, that's how big of an experience it was for me to play the shark. That's how much fun I had playing the shark. Is why it only held. I mean, one spot. It held on to the top 50 by one. Well, 2 spots technically, but big fall, and it's probably not gonna make next year's top 50 if I had to guess.
If I had to guess, I would say that as well.
Yeah.
But you never know. Like if we just play and you're only playing the shark, I mean, you might be like, no,
Maybe.
it's still a great game.
Right. Okay, now we want to talk about what was our most painful cut from our top 50. And for me, it was Kenfire Delve.
That's crushing.
It is. And honestly, I have some regret with this. Like, I almost wish I hadn't cut this from my top 50 because we have started playing Kenfire Chronicles.
Yes.
And it has renewed my interest and my fun in Kenfire. And so I'm like, oh, maybe if I had to do it again right now, it might make my top 50.
I know. See, that's the thing with making these lists, y'all, because it changes so much.
Yeah.
It changes depending on what you're playing and what you're enjoying at the time. It's so hard to like nail it down.
It is. But yeah, it was easily my most painful cut.
Yeah, Kenfire is a really... I like the world of Kenfire. It's kind of an interesting little world that they've created.
Yeah, for sure.
So I enjoy it. All right, my biggest regret coming off of my top 50, I don't know if it's regret, but it definitely is like painful. And that was the initiative. And it's because you guys, if you've probably heard us talking about this, the initiative was such a good experience for us.
Yeah.
The reason that it keeps falling is because you can't replay it. And that just makes it go further and further down. So it's number 67 now on my list. So it's still in like the top 100. But it's going to keep falling probably
Yeah.
because we can't keep playing it. But when I think about it, it's still like really high up there. I still want to like recommend it to people.
Right.
Especially if they're looking for something, maybe they're on the newer end of the hobby.
Yeah.
I feel like this is such a good game because it's like, oh, you should play this together then because it has different types of elements incorporated in it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just a good experience.
And we've passed it on to other couples.
Yes.
For them to play and gotten to kind of relive our experience through them. And that was really fun too.
Yes. So it's on to its third home at this point.
Yeah. All right, now we want to hear from you. Tell us down below in the comments what game fell out of your top 50.
Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.